Good morning, investors and traders. In today's segment, we'll be talking about Bitcoin crossing that important price level of 57,000 yesterday. And now the question really is, where are we heading next? If you haven't subscribed to our channel, I highly recommend you to do so. Now, as always, let me go through this brief disclaimer. Anything which will be discussed cannot be perceived in any sort of advice. The full disclaimer is right in front of you. Now, let's bring out the MT4 platform and begin the conversation by looking at the daily chart. As you can see, the price has recently broke above an important. It is this resistance level which was at least the most important one, because the price was struggling to break above that 51 to 52,000, and after that, once the price broke, it kind of retested this resistance zone. Just above this one, we had this consolidation zone right over here for a number of days before the price finally decided to break above that resistance, that consolidation zone. Now, two things are quite important now. Number one is, as you can see, that this line over here and then this line over here, they represent Bollinger Band, and that they show the excessive volatility. Now, of course, Bitcoin crossed above the upper line of the Bollinger Band, indicating to us that the prices may actually retrace back towards the mean, and that mean is where the 50-day simple moving average is trading, that pink line over here, and this is your 100 and that's your 200-day simple moving average. Now, in terms of our bull setup, we had a really good and decent setup, which was the 50-day simple moving average crossing above the 200-day simple moving average above over here, and before that the 50 crossed above the 100-day simple moving average right over here, indicating to us that now the bull setup is very much in play. Now, the other and the final piece of the puzzle is going to be coming this particular week or in the next few weeks, is when the 100-day simple moving average is going to cross above the 200-day simple moving average. Then we will have that perfect setup where 50 is trading above the 100 and the 200-day simple moving average when this will cross above that. But of course, for the time being, that setup isn't there. Now, the question for investors and traders really is, where do we go from here onwards? Now, of course, the immediate price level, as we've discussed in our previous videos, is right around that 58 to 59,000 sort of a price level. This is the area where we saw that massive sort of a sell-off. So this could be an area, but I do not particularly think that this area is in the focus, because the moment the price is going to go towards that 59,000 or 60,000 sort of a price level, the major focus for the price action is going to be that all-time high of 64,000, so 65,000, shall we say, around that particular price level. So now the journey from here onwards is very much so about this particular price level, and it is likely that the current price action may actually give us that sort of a price action, give us some sort of a these sort of a candles over here, and we could potentially reach this all-time high like that. However, at the same time, the price could actually see a massive sort of a bounce at the same time as well, depending how big that it is, and then we could see the pacing of that Bollinger Band. If it happens like that, then it means that afterwards the price could actually retrace back. It could actually come back to that 55,000 sort of a price level. Under those circumstances, the support zone is going to be right over here, this consolidation zone. If the price breaks like that, then it will very much likely to come and retest this one. And then from here onwards, we could see the price moving back above the all-time high, because as long as the all-time high is tested, we are very much likely to see the price breaking above that particular zone, moving towards a 100,000 sort of a price level. Now, in terms of the RSI, we did see the RSI over here when it was in the area of overbought right around over here. The price actually continued over here to move to the upside. So really, when the RSI was right around over here, as you can see, right over here, but the price and it remained in the overbought area for the long period of time. But the price actually, what it did was the price continued to move higher, as you can see over here. Although the price of RSI was showing over here that the price is likely to move to the downside, which it did initially very, very small for the small period, but then the price continued to move higher. So what I am saying over here really is that despite the fact that the RSI has entered into an overbought area, but the potential is that the price may continue its momentum towards the all-time high or even beyond that. And that is something that we've got to be very much focused on. And at the same time, what we also need to keep an eye on is on the 4-hour time frame where we have that perfect bullish case scenario, 50s trading above the 100 and 200. That is what we were talking about on the daily time frame. So as long as the price continues to trade above the 50, we have very little reason to worry about in terms of a price action. I think the chances are that the price will move higher. Of course, over here, when the price dropped below the 50-day simple moving average, was certainly an area of concern. Now, the immediate area of support, if you are not into this trade right now, then that immediate area of support is very much going to be right around these particular price levels, and that is going to be 52 to 53,000 sort of a price level that we need to be very much focused on. So we'll continue to monitor it and be back with more updates. Thanks ever so much.